Overlord, we can see on the mini-map, just to the northeast of GuMiho's expansion, it's spotting the wall in and seeing that there's only one depot. It is wide open. GuMiho, he's moving across the map with all of his Hellions. There's only 4 Marines back at home. These Lynx can get a lot of damage done, Tasteless. First Hellion immediately getting surround. These SCVs, they are in a panic.
Yeah, these SCVs can't really do that much. You know, the drawbridge has been closed, so a lot of worker kills are going to happen here. The Hellions are going to come down. The medevac are going to join them here with these Marines. This is a lot. And by the way, Zerg is droning behind this. So the idea was to basically come in here and really beat up the Terran in a moment where the Terran probably thought they were going to have priority on the map and be able to harass and develop. Instead, the Zerg strikes first.
Yeah, very cool move from Rogue, and I actually don't know if GuMiho's even spotted this third base. He's scanning down the natural expansion and seeing double gas, and I believe with the Hellions, he checked the triangle third, and he checked the 3 o'clock position and saw no expo. So he's building a bunker right now. He doesn't know that Rogue is droning up on 3 hatcheries. He has no idea about this bottom right base, and one of the beautiful things about this build from Rogue, he floods the base of GuMiho with the Lynx, I think at the same time that he saturated the base in the bottom right, knowing that GuMiho is going to pull everything back. And so there wasn't even a drone transfer to telegraph this hidden expansion. Oh, GuMiho, StarCraft 2 is very much a game of information, and GuMiho has been fed some serious disinformation here in map number 2. I love this from Rogue.
That was really cool to see. So we're going to have a Hellbat drop. 2 Hellbats are going to come up here. But Terran actually never figured out where this other base was, so this may be a game that's a lot more confusing here for GuMiho as he's trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, Zerg's ready for the drop over here. I guess you could try to just sidestep this and maybe plop these guys right down on top of some workers. The pull away is good enough that he doesn't actually lose any. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he lost 3 drones, excuse me, but didn't lose that much.
Yeah, he's mostly going to be fine, especially sitting on 60 drones right now. You make those in the main base, and you're happily pumping roaches for the foreseeable future here as Rogue. And for GuMiho, again, keep in mind, he went for that really fast third command center. He would have loved to plant this a couple of minutes ago, but his economy just got so derailed by the initial lane push, and then also not really knowing what the game state is with that Rogue hiding that third base. And now Rogue is moving across the map. GuMiho might still think this is a 2-base all-in, but Rogue is basically on a full 3-base economy.
But, you know, this is an attack that's going to be a lot more successful than, like, the one that we saw in the previous game where he just ran into siege tanks. In fact, we don't really have many siege tanks here at all, right? So there's not a whole lot that can fight this in kind of an abusable position. In fact, we have 2 more factories finishing up over here. Maybe siege tanks will come then, but it does feel a little bit late. It almost feels like Zerg, if they wanted to, could try to come in here and attack again as this third command center lands.
It seems like the main purpose of this force is just to prevent the SCVs from coming to this third base and hopefully also prevent a landing of that orbital. There's Roaches and Hydras also in production. It's going to be another Hellbat drop here in the main base. Not too much to defend, but Hydras are going to finish from that hatchery very quickly.
Yeah, it looks like the Queen can't quite fight this. He's trying to hit that medevac. And, you know, Hellbats just don't have a lot of range, so they're driven back. The third CC still can't land. God, he should, okay, is he watching? I was going to say, if he's not looking, you could actually bile that and actually get so much value.
GuMiho might still think that this is like a 2-base pressure build from Rogue because he scanned the base going down like the 3-4 o'clock position on the map, that hatchery while it's been building. He might think that he's in a much better economic position. Little does he know that Rogue is basically maxed. 70 drones, ton of Roaches and Hydras. This is a very tricky position for GuMiho. I don't know if he's going to be able to weasel his way out of this one with some tricky mech shenanigans. The Banshee will be able to shoo away this, but we have like almost 20 Hydras on the board already.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be such an impressive attack coming here from Rogue. He really set up a good position for himself. Like a lot of really smart ideas happening here. And all he has to do, assuming he attacks in, and he is just to flatten the third over and over. And he might be able to just, you know, take it all the way up into the main. He's going to branch out, so he's got like a nice 180-degree surround. Maybe a little top heavy. He's going to send a couple Roaches down here to the bottom. And, I mean, I see like 6 tanks on screen, maybe 1 or 2 more, but yeah, I mean, this is just going to get completely overwhelmed. Now, the Banshees are doing damage, but can they kill all this off in time? I'm not so sure. In fact, if one Overseer were to come through here, these Hydras could take this out as well. We may just be going into Game 2 immediately. Or Game 3, excuse me, immediately.
Rogue just was such a cool strategy here. Even though Siege Tanks there in the natural expansion were not actually sieged up as Vials rain down on this camp. In the main base, GuMiho says GG. A beautifully crafted strategy by Rogue. Everything worked so well in Synergy, just feeding GuMiho the wrong information all on the back of that initial Link flood.
That was really sick. I don't know that he can recreate that. That's like a very unique game. I can't imagine how confusing it was for GuMiho. It was like perfectly, and I thought it might have actually just been kind of an all-in, but no, it was like just laying enough to...